The fall armyworm is an insect that can damage your maize plants or even cause you to lose your whole maize crop. Fall armyworms will go from eggs to larvae to pupae to adults. The larvae will cause the damage to your crop. There are various ways to control this pest, besides using chemical pesticides. The best way to manage the pest is by using an integrated pest management approach. The best way to protect your maize crop is to scout early and to treat early if required. You must scout throughout your maize field and, if needed, treat it with environmentally safer insecticides long before the maize is shoulder high. In this animation, we will explain how to scout for the fall armyworm so you can take action to protect your crop and yourself and family. Scouting means you must search through your field and check your maize plants for signs of damage from the fall armyworm. The larvae are mainly active at night, so it will be hard to find them when you scout. The larvae will cause damage to your maize. The smaller the larvae, the easier they are to control. The freshly hatched larvae are very small and hard to see. They will only be about 1 millimeter in length, so you will need to look mainly for leaf damage. You can identify their presence as they will make pin-sized holes or window panes on the leaves of your maize plants. You may also see frass. Frass is the waste left behind by the worms. Once the larvae get bigger, big enough that you can see them easily, they become difficult to control. Also, once maize enters the reproductive stage and starts forming ears, the larvae may bore into the side of the ears. They are almost impossible to control at this stage. Therefore, you need to start scouting your field as soon as your maize plants emerge. Continue scouting until they are shoulder height. After they are shoulder high, or reach the reproductive stage, even if you find the fall armyworm larvae in your maize crop, there's not much you can do to save the crop. This is why scouting early is very important. You should never scout the field when someone has just sprayed with the chemical pesticide, as the chemical can cause harm to your health. Follow the recommendations provided with the insecticide, or the advice of an extension agent or knowledgeable person for when the field is safe to enter again. When you scout, both at the early and late whorl stages of your maize crop, you can move through the field in a W pattern. This W pattern is one way to keep your scouting locations random. Walk into the field about 5 meters from any edge. You can move in a W pattern through the field, stopping in 5 different locations. Avoid the border rows of the field when choosing locations. At each of these 5 locations, you need to look at between 10 and 20 plants for signs of fall armyworm damage. Record the number of plants you looked at and how many were damaged. Then move to the next point and do the same. You will need to do this for all 5 locations in the field. At the early whorl stage, fall armyworm larvae may cause pinhole-type damage or small round window panes. You need to record the number of seedlings that are damaged in this way. If at least 2 out of every 10 plants you observe have damage, then check with your local extension agent to see if treating your crop is worth the cost. At the late whorl stage, examine the newest 3 to 4 leaves emerging from the whorl. Signs of infested whorls include any fresh window panes in the whorl, holes, and frass. Live larvae may be seen as well. Record the number of plants with fresh damage out of the 10 to 20 plants you investigate per location. You will look for freshly infested whorls, or holes, or window panes. If at least 4 out of every 10 plants you observe have leaf damage, then check with your local extension agent to see if treating your crop is worth the cost. Fall armyworm can be managed using an integrated pest management approach. Your local extension agent can advise you on methods to adopt, including environmentally safer insecticides to use so that you can minimize harm to beneficial insects, to yourself, and to your family. Once your crop is at the tassel and ear stage, it is very difficult to control the fall armyworm. To be well prepared, talk to the experts in your area about the fall armyworm this season. If you are unsure what to do about the pest, find an extension agent or knowledgeable person to seek advice on integrated pest management of fall armyworm. Remember, scout early and adopt an integrated pest management approach.